I'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsor. If you have a laser device for training and you want to take it to the next level, or if you're looking to get into using a laser device for training, check out the products at laserapp.com, LASRAPP.com. You can use code CSP2021 for 15% off the items you've selected. And thanks for checking them out. Welcome to this week's edition of the Casual Shooters Podcast, your premier podcast for the casual shooter. This week you have me, you have Dave, and you have Huggy.
Hey.
This week's guest comes to us by way of Utah. Welcome, world champion 3-gunner and reigning women's limited division 2-gun national champion, Lynda Turnbull, to the show. How you doing, Lynda?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing quite well. Glad you could make it.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for being on.
Yeah.
If you would take a little bit and introduce yourself real quick.
Yeah. My name's Lynda Turnbull. I'm 23 years old. I'm a pro shooter. I shoot for a variety of companies, but mainly I shoot for Taran Tactical Innovations, Limcat Custom, and Montana Gold Bullets, Super Bell Ammo. Those are my main sponsors. And then I've been shooting for 10 years. I started when I was 13. My dad got me into it, and I've been shooting ever since.
Wow. Okay. Well, that helps lead into a bunch of my questions after we get through our first 5. Have you ever listened to any of the podcast episodes before?
I've listened to a couple, yes.
Okay. So we're going to surprise you with 5 questions right off the bat. Okay. So she's had time to study. That's what I'm hearing.
She's like, let me go find a book.
Right. Okay. Then we like to ask questions to get to know our guest. The first one being, what's your favorite movie?
This is actually kind of a hard one for me, but since it's the holidays, I'm going to say Step Brothers.
Okay. All right. I thought you were going to say Elf.
No. Elf is pretty good too, but I like Step Brothers.
Elf is pretty good. Step Brothers is hysterical. It's very good.
It's pretty funny.
Okay. Your favorite book?
My favorite book recently, I've read it about 3 times in the last just couple months, and it's called Relentless by Tim Grover. It's a mentality book. It's so Tim Grover, he was a mental coach for Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, like all the big NBA players, and he wrote a book called Relentless, and it's a fantastic book. I really like it.
Wow. A lot of insights then into them.
It's about a lot of like mental, like when you're a champion, like your mental game. And it's really helped me with my mental game in the shooting world. So I really like that book, and I recommend it to all the shooters.
That's why you're a champion.
I'm going to have to check that out.
It really helped me. It really helped me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess I need to read it.
Yeah, read it. It's really good.
Now, did he ever talk about, or does he talk about? I look at Michael Jordan as being unique. Because Michael Jordan and I are almost the same age. So I saw he's a little older than me, but I saw him when he was in college. I saw him as a freshman at UNC.
Oh, wow.
Hit the game-winning shot against Georgetown in the national championship. So he's a freshman. Here's this kid, 18, 19 years old, and already he has that ability to put pressure aside and sink a shot that most people wouldn't, the pressure would have gotten to him.
Right.
So does he ever?
He talks about the younger NBA players, like before they came into the NBA, like high school playing, and I believe he talks about Michael Jordan during that time, and Kobe Bryant, and just. He talks about a lot of different NBA players and from high school to where they're at now. And it's pretty cool.
I bet. I'm going to have to get that book now. I'm definitely going to have to read that.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting. All right, Huggy, hit her up with your favorite question.
All right. And you know what this one's going to probably be, but
I don't know.
All right. So this is good then. So who is your favorite superhero?
Oh, my favorite superhero. Oh, man, I can't even say. I think maybe Captain America. Like,
Okay.
it's just kind of common, Captain America.
Yeah, there you
Very
go.
patriotic. No
Yeah.
Wonder
Yeah.
Woman.
Wonder Woman's pretty great too. But
Okay.
Captain America, I've seen Captain America, so I would say Captain
Okay.
America.
I mean, being a champion, you could be Captain America. You could do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So I've noticed you shoot a lot of different things. What's your favorite gun and which caliber is your favorite?
Can I have a couple favorites?
Yep. Absolutely.
So I like 9mm. I think that's a great round. For an open gun, my favorite gun is a 2011 or 1911 frame, and then 38 Super Comp for open. I brought my 38s actually right here. Show
Oh,
you
nice.
guys.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the optic on there?
This is an RTS2.
Okay.
38 Super Comp, Limcat Custom, RTS2, super light trigger. And then this one, it's pretty much identical, but this one is the Romeo 3 Max sight.
Now, how do you like that? The Romeo 3?
I like the Romeo 3 over the RTS2. So
Any particular reason?
the window, it's a little bit bigger. It seems to be a more reliable. The battery's easier to change. I've had the RTS2 come just the dot turn off on me before, a couple times during a match, and yeah, that's just no bueno.
Yeah, that's not good. That's
yeah.
Never a good time for the battery to turn off.
Yeah, the 6-hour Romeo 3 Max seems to be pretty solid. So
okay, I've got
haven't broke one yet.
Oh, that's good. I've got the SRO, and I love the size of that big round window, so I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I run the SRO on my rifle for my 45-degree mount. So that's
okay.
I like that for that.
Okay. So you like the 9 and the 38 Super Comp and your Limcats?
Yeah, I like any 2011. No, I guess not anyone, but it's just a custom 2011. That's really my passion. And then I also like AR-15s. Just a 223 rifle. So much fun. It's like a race car that you can just tune. You can just change out anything, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you literally can tune it too.
Yeah, just change out everything on it and make it your own.
Yep, you can alter the gas flow, everything.
Yeah.
So that brings us to our other question, our last one, which is, now you list your hobbies as gunsmithing and machining, but I also saw that a year ago you posted something that you were actually going to school to be a machinist.
Yes.
So how much of those two are your actual hobbies, and how much are you actually getting into for, I don't want to say for work, but for more than just as a hobbyist?
So what got me into machining was I would go to Limcat, Johnny Lim's shop, Limcat Custom, and just watch him build these 2011s. And Johnny's been sponsoring me for 8 years, and I would always just go there and watch him build these guns on these machines that I didn't know anything about. And then I moved to St. George, Utah to pursue my shooting career as a teacher, firearms instructor. And they had a program here. Dixie Technical College had a program here for CNC machining. And I'm like, oh, that's a great opportunity to learn to machine. So I went to the school and I graduated at the beginning of this year. And I did it to learn more gunsmithing and to actually start building my own 2011s and 1911s.
Okay.
So
So have you built any for yourself?
No, I've started a build, but I don't run them myself. No, I run my pistols, I run my Limb Cats, and then for my 3-gun stuff, I run for Taran tactical rifles and the Combat Master.
Okay.
But it's in the future, like it's definitely probably something that's going to happen. Running my own guns.
Okay. Now, so you said a couple of things I want to touch on. You said you're a firearms instructor.
Yes.
So when you're out teaching, what are you carrying and using to teach with?
It really depends what class I'm teaching. If it's just a pistol class, I take my Glock 34, or I'll take a CZ, something that shooters have seen before. I'm not taking my 38 Super Comp race gun out unless I'm teaching an open class. Or if it's a PCC class and I'm teaching with Max, we'll shoot our PCCs at that class. But usually it's just a stock, Glock or a CZ, an XDM, like something, just nothing too fancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Normal stuff. So where did you move from and you don't have to give specifics, but when you moved to St. George, where did you move from?
Reno, Nevada.
Oh, okay. So not too
that's-
far of a move, but
No, not too far.
Up
So
the
which
road
do
a
you
little
prefer?
bit.
yeah. Which do you prefer better, Reno or St. George?
It's so hard to tell. Like summertime, Reno.
Okay.
Summertime here, it's
I
pretty
bet.
brutal here.
Yeah.
But St. George, it's really growing on me. So
Okay.
before because Reno has Lake Tahoe right there next to it, and that's nothing beats that. But we have Zion right here too, which is really nice.
How far are you from there?
About 45 minutes to Zion.
Okay. All right. So have you gone up there and done some hiking, four-wheeling, that type of stuff?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. I'll go there and like do some hiking. Not really summertime because there's a lot of people that come through, but
And
right
it's a
now
million
it's perfect
degrees.
time. Yeah. But right now it's perfect. Fall. It's really pretty there this time of year.
What's the weather like there, like this week? What are your highs and lows?
It was just storming last night, so right now it's like 35 degrees, but now the sun is shining, so it warms up to like 55 and by noon.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that's not bad.
yeah, this time of year we get a lot of thunderstorms and rain, which is good.
Oh, okay. It's a summertime that it's dry and dusty and windy and
Yeah.
sandstorms.
Yeah.
I as a kid, I lived in a desert in California. My dad was in the Marines, and we lived in 29 Palms, which was literally a desert, or is a desert. So I understand sandstorms. So I do not care for sand. I don't know that I could deal with St. George and all the blowing sand and all that. Yeah.
You'll like
You find it in your house?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My dogs.
Oh yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to revert. I was going to wait towards the end to ask these questions, but since we're talking about geography here, I'm a huge geology lover. And do you ever hike the volcanoes near you?
I have not. No. I didn't realize there was volcanoes around me.
You didn't know you're like surrounded by 3 super volcanoes?
No. What are the volcanoes?
Well, you've got the what's the one? There's one like 20 minutes from you. Hold on a second.
Well, I know there's Gunlock.
That is, yep. Santa Clara volcanic fields. 20 minutes.
Oh shit! I like live on that.
Yeah.
Kind of funny. No, it's like right next. Okay.
But obviously you've got Yellowstone.
Right.
You know about that one. California has one. It's the Long Valley Caldera. And then you have one south of you in New Mexico, which is the Valles Caldera.
Okay.
So you literally have one north, one south, and one west of you.
Yeah. I've been to Yellowstone multiple times, but the other ones, no.
Okay.
That'd be neat to go hike though.
So you've been to the one in the Santa Clara?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. You didn't know it was a volcano?
No, I didn't know. Like they don't have any like signs up or anything. I didn't
That's
know that was a
crazy.
volcano. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I mountain
Interesting.
bike that. So
Oh,
it was funny.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty cool. All right, now on to the real stuff. All right. So you was 13 when you first shot a gun?
Yes. Yes, I was yes, 13, either 12 or 13 when I very first shot a gun.
What was it? What did you shoot?
It was an AR-15.
Oh,
It was my dad's. And yeah, he just took me to the gun range and that's what I shot the very first time and I was addicted ever since. Um
oh, okay. That's usually
yeah.
what happens.
Yep. Yep.
It's like,
So,
Dad, can we do it again? Do it again? Honey, it's okay. Let's take a break.
Yeah.
No, Dad, I want to do it again.
Yeah.
the good thing is
Yeah,
back
it
then.
was like he was just handing me magazines after mag, like, here you go.
Oh, there you go.
Eventually, he's like, "You're shooting all my ammo." Like you in
Well,
22.
at least back then, the ammo was more reasonably priced.
Yeah, that's true.
And readily available.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You can get it at Walmart. Not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how do you go from shooting your first gun, an AR-15 at 13, to competing?
So it happened really fast, actually. Like my dad, he had shot one match, and what gun? What he had an XDM is what he was shooting with at a USPSA match in Elko, Nevada. It's just a tiny little town in Nevada. And he took me to his a match with him, just one match, and I watched him shoot, and I told him, like, Dad, like, I want to try this, and him and we went to the range a couple times and learned safety. I just was learning how to shoot a gun, really, stance, grip. He taught me everything he knew, and then he just threw me right into competition, and it kills me to watch the video, my very first videos. Like I was really slow. It's pretty funny.
I think most people are, especially at the age, especially young,
Yeah.
not knowing what they're doing. So
Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. I started it with my dad.
So you started in USPSA shooting a pistol.
Yes. Yep. I started with let's see. So I was shooting my dad's XDM, and then we were shooting that for a while, and then we upgraded to STIs. And
Okay.
I worked for an STI, and then I bought myself an STI. My dad and I went half and half on it. I bought what were they? The Edge, the STI Edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what was your mom's thinking in all of this?
My mom loved it. She was just happy. She was happy to see me doing something.
All right, that's good. Awesome. So
Yeah.
you had support of both your parents.
Yes.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you started shooting. Go ahead.
It just worked out really well. Like my parents sacrificed a lot just to keep me shooting, so they were both into it just as much as I was.
It seems to be, we've talked to the Williams sisters,
Yeah.
and they said the same thing.
Yeah.
Their parents sacrificed a lot for them to be able to do this, and they're very thankful.
Right.
So it seems to be a common trend with the higher level junior shooters whose parents kind of did what they needed to do to keep them going.
Yeah, it really helps when you start young.
Yeah, for sure. So what other shooting? Now I know you 3-gun, 2-gun.
Yes.
Any PRS?
I haven't done any PRS, but I'm interested in PRS. I've shot a couple like voodoo matches, 22 long rifle matches.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to get into more center fire, long range, distant shooting. I think that would be really cool. But no, I haven't shot really any PRS, like Steel Challenge, 3-gun, USPSA, Ipsec. That's about it. I tried shooting a 90 PA match once. And it didn't.
I was gonna say you had that little laugh. I'm like, oh, what happened?
Yeah, all I remember was dropping a loaded magazine on the ground and having like 13 procedurals because I had 13 rounds in my magazine left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I guess you're supposed to drop load or empty magazines
Yeah.
when you do a reload.
Or retain the one that has ammo still in it. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll.
it was really funny. But,
Well, I
mean,
asked
took
about
my open gun.
Okay.
I love to see the expression on your face when it happened. You're like, really?
Yeah.
You know, it was that expression of like, did this really just happen? Really, right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, it was really funny, kind of like it was just a small local IDPA match, and
Right.
I did that, and I brought my race gun with me, so it was really a lot just for practice. But I was doing it for
Right.
score and dropped a loaded mag, and I thought that was kind of funny. But
Oh yeah.
Yeesh.
Trust me, I've done it. I've got these meat hooks of a hand. So when I wrap around the gun, I'm like shooting and I was squeezing. The next thing you know, I'm like, click. I'm like, what the? Oh, damn it. The mag, I hit the mag release. And so the mag just dropped right on out, you know? And it's like, oh, bummer.
Yeah.
So that voodoo match, was that an NRL, a 22 match?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
Okay. Now, do you do that much, or was that just that one time?
That I've just done that twice here in St. George,
Okay.
Utah, because I used to work for Voodoo Gunworks. They're located here in St. George. Yeah, and that's so I just tried a match, and it was fun. But I'm really busy shooting USPSA and 3-gun, and maybe one of these days.
All right. So while we're talking about this, I've got a video that I stole from you that I'm going to play real quick. So it's going to mute us, but it's a short. I think it's like a 10 or 15 second video. So
Okay.
I'm going to play that, and then we'll talk about it here in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Hit. Nice one. 7.
All right.
Sorry.
Now that looked pretty interesting. I know that was a voodoo gun because that's what you had put in there.
Yeah.
So, and I know those are very nice guns.
Yes.
But what match was that where you're shooting a 22 long rifle in what looks to be a USPSA stage?
That was the P2G match from the beginning of this year. That it was a stage gun, so it was just kind of like a side thing that you could stop and shoot the voodoo to get put into a raffle.
Okay.
So that was at the P2G match, the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't actually part of the stage. It was just something you could do.
Right. Yeah, and you could get put in for score, and you're shooting a little plate rack at 50 yards, and however many you hit, that's how many raffle tickets you got.
So you got 4?
I think I got 4. Yeah, something.
Yeah, I think that 4. I remember you had put in there you were 4 out of 5, and then on that 4th shot, you go, oh. So
yeah.
I guess you knew you missed.
Yeah, a little tiny 1/4-inch target is what I was aiming at for the last one.
Oh, wow. So was it one of those diminishing size?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Just like at an NRL match where they get smaller and smaller. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, and I asked about PRS because I saw you had even posted some pictures of you shooting a 308. So I didn't know if maybe you had shot PRS or not even necessarily a PRS match, but any center fire long range matches.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't shot any matches, but I've shot a lot of guns, like 308, the bigger calibers, like 300 Ultra Mags, 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, the center fire guns.
So of those, which caliber is your favorite?
Oh, I really liked the 300 Ultra Mag with the muzzle brake on it.
Okay.
It was a really big gun, but just the recoil it had, it was a really nice gun with the muzzle brake.
Yeah, I take the muzzle brake off. You won't be saying the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, with the muzzle brake off. But and it has a nice night force on it. I
Okay,
think scopes are pretty important for the center fire stuff. So
for sure.
yeah,
Absolutely. Clarity is everything.
yeah.
So how has the scarcity of ammo affected you? Has it at all?
It hasn't affected me. The one thing that did affect me were getting primers. So when that happened, I bought as many primers as I could, and that's what I got as Christmas presents as well. My parents got me a bunch of primers, but other than that, like I'm set for my sponsors helped me out a lot with that, so
Okay.
I wasn't really scared about it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
put that on my
Luckily,
I'm gonna put that on my
Yeah.
Christmas list. That's gonna be like a dear Santa. I need primers.
yeah,
There you go.
So if anybody's listening, if you want to send me primers for free,
yeah.
I'll take them.
Yeah, I was going into all the sporting goods stores just looking for primers. Like I'd send my brother in, like,
Yeah.
go give me these primers because you're only allowed like 1,000 a day or something like that
Right.
at
Right.
Sportsman's. Send my brother
Mm.
inside.
Well, it's funny you say that because I would send Dave like little pictures because there's one place out by me
Yeah,
had some primers and I went in there for 1,000 primers. It was $150 for
yeah,
1,000. I'm like, nah,
yeah,
dude. I can't see myself dropping $150 on 1,000
yeah.
primers.
That's It's
Crazy.
$150 plus shipping plus hazmat plus it's like
Hmm.
$200 for 1,000 primers. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get me a little motorboat and go out there wherever these boats are sitting out there in the Pacific, and maybe go to boat and say, "Hey, you guys got primers?"
You got primers?
So when did you win 3-gun world title?
So I won 2 gun nationals. Was that this year? Yeah, that was this
Mm-hmm.
2 gun nationals this year.
Yep.
3 gun nationals or a 3 gun world title was 2015, I believe that was in Las Vegas.
Okay.
It was a surefire national. I was shooting
Okay.
open. I believe I was still 15 years old, 16 years old at the time when I won my first title, national
Wow.
title.
Okay.
Yeah, I was shooting open.
Okay. Now, are you going to be at 2-gun nationals this coming year to defend that title? And are you going to shoot limited again?
Yes, I'm gonna defend that title again. I thought about shooting open because I have the gear for it, but I want to defend the limited title again. And it
Okay.
wasn't it wasn't honest. So I want to really go up against Jalise Williams, and see how I can do.
Okay. Now, what do you mean by it
Yeah.
wasn't really honest?
Because Jalise had a hammer follow, which made her. She had an accidental discharge because her hammer followed at a make ready, so she got DQ'd. And she was my competition there. Like I was racing her.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so
Oh, I
she
didn't
just
realize
had a
she had
hammer follow.
gotten. Wow, I didn't realize she had gotten disqualified. So,
Yeah.
okay. So it'll be a rematch.
Yeah, rematch.
All right.
That's pretty cool that you said, "Hey, I want to go and defend my title, but yet I want the person who I'm actually going to be competing against, pushing me or pushing each
Right.
other to actually, see who is better,
Yeah,
and
it makes it fun.
right, right.
And when you
This,
go into it, you know who your competition is, who your
right.
competitors are and who you're going against. So, and to see
Yeah.
something like that happen that wasn't really like that isn't her fault, just a hammer follow that happens to the gun, it's like a rematch. You need a rematch.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
It's like an equipment malfunction.
right.
Okay. What about multi-gun nationals? Will you be there for that?
Most likely not. I have a pretty full schedule for next year with matches.
Okay.
Shooting two gun nationals, PCC nationals, and open nationals, and possibly carry optics nationals. I mean, that's just 4 nationals for next year, and then all the area matches. Traveling for teaching gets booked fast.
Okay. So you are shooting open nationals, huh?
Yeah, if I can get my gear running and actually practice beforehand, then yeah, I'll go into open nationals. But my biggest goal is 2 gun nationals and PCC nationals next year.
Okay. That's what I
Focusing on
figured
that.
would be your
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah,
Now, what are your,
and I say open nationals because I have 2 brand new 38 super comps waiting for me.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you already taken delivery of those or that in the future?
Yeah, they're right here.
Those are the ones you just showed me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. All right. Very nice. So you also took first in women's PCC at Extreme Euro back in June, correct?
Yes.
So how was that match compared to what you normally shoot over here?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked me that. So, you at the beginning of this, my favorite book was Relentless, and I just finished reading that book when I was going into the Extreme Euro match. So my mental game was a little bit different than what I'm used to, and I approached it at a different way, and I actually shot the best match of my life. Like it was
Oh,
the
wow.
best match to date with the PCC, and I was on it. I like wasn't making very many mistakes, and I had shot the whole match almost clean. And then the last stage, I had 1 mic, and my mental game, like when I went into the last stage, like I told myself, I'm like, I don't really like this stage, and I shouldn't have done it that way. You know, I should have went into it like, okay, I'm gonna crush this
A
last stage,
positive
one more
stage.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus I went into it, I'm like, the stage is kind of like there's high ports, and you know, I shoot through ports all the time because how short I am. But you know, I shot through the ports on that stage. I was missing steel because I was shooting through the port, and I had a mic in it. But throughout the whole day, I was just on fire. And then the last stage, I just let it go and had 1 mistake. So
Right. So just you think you had a mental lapse then on the last stage altogether, just the way you
just the way I
let up
approached it,
in a
and
way?
yeah, just
Yeah.
because I was feeling really good, and I just went into that stage, and for some reason I told myself that I didn't like the stage. And you know, there was a lot of high ports, the like skinny walls, moving with the PCC, like, and I should have just thought like, I'm gonna crush this stage, I'm gonna hit all the movements right, I'm not gonna hit the port, like, you know, approach it at a different way. And
Right.
you can let your mentality get the best of you sometimes.
Right. Yeah. So was it like an Ipsec match where you had to stay within the boundaries, within the
No, it
fault
was
lines?
the stage, or just
Well,
all
just
of
the
the
match
stages
in
together.
general. Yeah, the match.
So they do 3 small courses, 2 small or medium courses, and then 1 large course in the matter of 30 stages. So
Okay.
there's mostly small courses, and that's like 6 to 12 rounds, and then medium courses 12 to 24, and then large courses 24 to 32 rounds in Ipsec. And they mostly have small courses, and then a few medium, and then like 5 or 6 large courses, like 32
Okay.
rounders.
So they follow the normal Ipsec format
Yeah.
in that regard. But what
Yeah.
about, when you're shooting the stage, do you have to stay within the fault lines like a normal Ipsec
Yes.
match as well? Okay. So they basically follow all the Ipsec rules.
Yeah, it's an Ipsec
Okay.
match.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to stay in the fault lines. That's no sight picture. You know, like when you're making ready, you get
Right.
4 minutes to walk the stage. You can't walk the stages previous. You can't do any walkthroughs. You just have the 4 minutes when you're there at the stage with your squad.
So what is your, how do I want to say, I don't want to say what is your mindset, but how do you, over here, we major match, most people get there early, walk the stages the day before, do all that, look at the stages early. So how do you manage when you're shooting an Ipsec match and the only time you get to see it is when you're doing your 4-minute walkthrough? Do you do anything differently?
Not so much differently, but I try to watch people shoot it beforehand if I can. Oh, my dog came in. Yeah, I try to watch people shoot it beforehand and see what they're doing on the stage, especially if it's a longer course. But when it is my turn to walk through the stage, like full focus on the stage, like, no talking. It's just trying to figure out as fast as you can what's the best way to shoot the stage. And like, I make sure like I've had plenty of sleep before, like I'm eating right, exercise, make sure my mind is 100% so I can go into it like fully prepared.
Okay.
Because it's important, like, if it's a technical stage, like you need to be focused for it.
That for me is a lot of caffeine.
Yeah.
Then I'm like,
Yeah.
I can focus, wide awake.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I have to stay away from the caffeine before I shoot. Yeah.
Yeah. I would probably not make it to the end of the stage if I didn't have caffeine. I'd be crawling. So now I know Max shot it. Were you and Max on the same squad?
Yeah.
So, all right. So you both do your walkthrough. You're both focused on what you're doing. Do you ever talk about it when you, at the end of your 4 minutes, like before you?
A lot of the time we'll squad with people like our competitors, we'll squad with who we're racing against. And we talk to them about their stage plan and they talk to us about our stage plan and like how they're going to shoot it. And it's always different, like for different people, like I might shoot it differently than what Max wants to shoot it,
Oh, sure.
It just really depends, but most of the time it's the same plan.
Well, I mean, your strengths and his strengths are going to be different strengths. So I can see where you would have a little bit of a different stage plan. Now, it always baffles me, and please don't take this the wrong way, where people who are competing for, 1 through 3 talk about their stage plans together. Cause I'd be like, I'm not giving you my secrets. So how does that happen?
For me, it just, I don't look at it that way. I just kind of look at it, like there's always going to be room for mistakes. People are always going to be making mistakes. So like when I watch my competitors like Justine or Jalise or Lena or Jessie Duff, like I watch to see where they're making their mistakes. And then I'm not going to make that same mistake versus like because they're probably doing the same thing with me, like watching me and they're like, oh, Lynda like fell out of the fault line right there and then she came back in. I'm not going to do that. Like just paying attention to what they're doing so you learn from it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But I don't have a problem. Like I'll share whatever I think like or is the best way to like activate an array of targets, like or a swinger, if you should shoot like 2 steel before you shoot the swinger, or like what sequence you should shoot the targets in.
Now, did you have a coach as you were coming up through the junior ranks to help you learn all of that stuff?
I've had a few coaches. Yeah. My dad was my first coach. And then I had another coach. Her name was Danielle Kohler. And she was my second coach. And that's when I was like, I started beating my dad and he couldn't teach me. Like he wasn't teaching me that much anymore.
He's not sharing anymore.
Yeah. I started beating my dad. So he got me another coach, Danielle Kohler. And then I got higher than Danielle. And then Johnny Lim was my third coach, and he helped me. Like he taught me the most leading up to it. And then once I like got higher than Johnny's level of coaching, because the coach, you can be a really great coach, but the shooting, like you're not such a great shooter, but you understand the shooting, so
Right.
Johnny
It's like a golf
Lim,
coach. Yeah.
yeah, Johnny Lim helped me mostly with my trigger and my grip and my speed and really a lot, like stage planning. And then after Johnny Lim, I took a JJ Rakaza class, and JJ,
Awesome
he's been
guy.
coach. Yeah, he's great. He's really great. And then JJ taught me a lot. And then after that, like I kind of was my own coach for a while. Just
Okay.
yeah, and then I moved to St. George and started working for Tactical Performance Center. And then I got some time with Ron Avery before he passed away. And he coached
Okay.
me.
Okay. Now, do
Yeah.
you and Max help coach each other at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, Max and
Okay.
I, like, we practice together, and he helps me a lot with my shooting, and I help him a lot with his as well. So we work pretty well back and forth with that.
Yeah, that would be that's a pretty good team right there for coaching,
Yeah.
where one of you can take turns sitting back watching the other and helping them
Right.
with their game. That's very impressive.
Yeah, but
So-
we don't always practice together. Like we'll practice separately, and then we'll practice together and coach each other while we're practicing, and we always shoot the same matches.
Okay.
So do you guys ever compete to say like who's buying dinner?
Well, he always buys dinner.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. No,
All right, so go ahead.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
He's
So
like,
going
can't
back-
knock that one out.
So going back to Extreme Euro,
Mhm.
we've interviewed several people who have traveled overseas, and we even had a couple on that were from Canada, and we've heard several. I don't want to call them a horror story with their traveling with their guns,
Yeah.
but how has traveling overseas internationally with your guns been?
You have to pick the right airports. So Max and I, the first time we went, we didn't have a problem traveling to Europe with our guns. And then the second time we went, we flew through the Amsterdam airport, and they took our guns, and we didn't get them back. So
What?
yeah, the Amsterdam airport, but the Paris airport is totally okay with guns. You have to have a permit and everything, but the Amsterdam, they confiscated our guns, even though we were coming back to the U.S. Yeah, they wouldn't let us bring our
Wow.
guns back with us.
So they're still over
our
there.
Our friend Vitislav he's shooting them. he has like my top end on his gun. He's like shooting USPSA with it. But
wow, that
Dude.
sucks.
That
Yeah.
is.
I did not expect this. I had no clue this is what you were going to say. Wow.
Yeah, and we took like our sights off and brought those home with us, but yeah, we couldn't bring our guns back.
Wow.
Whoa.
Well,
To
I
the
mean, I
Amsterdam
guess
airport, because Paris,
no bueno.
it was fine, and we were just connecting there, and yeah, they wouldn't let
What?
us.
So now, I mean, obviously now everybody will know never to travel through Amsterdam with guns, but
Yes.
so for future trips, how do you know which airports to avoid? Because you said you have to choose the right airports. How do you know which ones you can travel through and which ones you can't?
Just calling ahead of time and getting the gun regulations, just seeing
Okay.
what they need, because I feel like every time you call an airport, like somebody has a different answer. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, like you just need a permit. Oh, you just need your serial number. Like it's always a different answer, and nobody's helpful. So like just really getting everything that you can possibly get for the firearm to fly with it. Like that's what I would say do. It's like every paperwork possible that you need, just do it, even though you might not need it, because one guy might ask for something and another guy's asking for more paperwork that you didn't even know existed. Like,
Right.
so just calling ahead of time and seeing everything.
I think that's
Wow.
crazy that you were flying back you were at a different airport checked everything in and everything was okay. And like you said, this is a connection through Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And they're like, nope. And you're like, whoa, hold on. This flight or this airline said, yeah, So
Right.
that's got to be very interesting, with that aspect.
Yeah, and that's like it comes back to like nobody knows the rules. I feel
Right.
like you'll ask one person working at the desk, like they're like, oh, like just a locked gun case, you the little slip in there, and you're good. And the other guy's saying you need a permit. Like it's just they're all over the place. They don't have one answer.
Right. Did you ever try to like contact the airline to say, hey, look, I called and you all said, yeah, it's okay for me to have this. And
Yeah, and they did say like you need to contact us 48 hours before. You need of course the lock gun and in the gun case and a hard case, no ammo, or the ammo separate,
right.
no loaded magazines.
Now, have you called the airline back and said, hey, look, we followed the rules and now our guns are gone. And
Right.
are you going to like do something for this? Because we followed your rules.
Yeah, they can't send them back to us. Amsterdam can't. They can't send them because we flew there with them. And then when we were trying to get back to the US, they wouldn't let us fly back with them. Which
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I'd be telling your friend over there to be like, look, you need to go to the post office and mail them jokers back.
Yeah, luckily he comes to the US pretty often, so hopefully he can bring the guns back.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's good to have friends in foreign places, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else if you didn't have someone there you could leave them with, they would just be melted down? Weird.
Yeah, they probably would have taken them home with them, someone.
Oh, wow. That's got to be the most depressing flight back to the U.S. ever.
Yeah, and it's like nobody was helpful either. It's like they anti-gun, just didn't care, and
wow.
no help whatsoever. It was very irritating. I'm never flying back through Amsterdam again.
It's like you can go to Amsterdam.
Firearms.
Yeah, you can go to Amsterdam and get high, but you can't bring your firearms.
But you can't bring your yeah.
Hey, look, it's a menu and it says hash on here. Oh wow, I can order some hash. But yeah,
I'm not even flying through Amsterdam. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
They have spoiled my my attitude towards them now.
Yeah, any flying right now in general though it's chaotic.
Yeah,
with the
of course.
mask regulations and
with the nonsense. Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah, nonsense.
It's nonsense. So on a more positive note, now, did you guys go over there to shoot the match, or did you go over there to do some teaching?
Yeah, we taught over there. We taught 4 classes. Spent a whole month there. We taught 4 classes there and shot 2 matches.
Wow. So what'd you shoot in addition? Yeah, what'd you shoot in addition to the Extreme Euro then?
It was just like a local match.
Okay. How was that?
Public. It was really fun, like 12 stages. They even passed out awards at the end. Yeah, it was
That's like a state match over here. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like a lot of people showed up too. It was a good match. Great stages, well designed.
Were they there to see you guys actually shoot, or they were like, oh, we're going to compete?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of people excited to see some Americans come in and shoot, and they're all coming over talking to us, and it was cool.
That is cool.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So now, well, hold on. Did they run their locals like Extreme Euro? You didn't have to reset any of the stages, right?
This Extreme Euro, yes, we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about the local
helped,
too?
But the ROs mostly reset pretty much everything. The local, was reset as well by the shooters. But my first Extreme Euro match, they hired teenagers to do the resetting.
And that's what I've heard a lot of is they have a lot
Yeah.
of younger people out there doing that. So I was curious.
Yeah. Which I don't. I'd rather be resetting and taping. It gives me something to do.
Instead of just sitting there thinking.
Yeah, like it. I don't know. I feel like taping and resetting is part of the game.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah,
it's
I
a lot of
agree.
it at least. So
You can use it to your advantage, like because you can walk through at the same time. If you're quick
Yeah.
enough, you can walk through the stage. You're like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. You know.
yeah, right. It's just I don't even have to think about it. So when I'm there, like I'll go to reset, and they're like, "Oh no, don't reset." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'll just go do something else then."
It's kind of like being in New Jersey or Oregon when you go fill your gas tank up and you go out to fill your own gas
Oh,
and they
yeah.
come out there and they're like, no,
Yeah.
go, like, whoa, what are you talking about? I'm just filling my tank up. And they get all mad because
Right.
you're filling your own gas.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, have you shot anywhere other than the Czech Republic?
No, just Czech Republic.
Okay. Did you get an opportunity to do any sightseeing while you were over there?
Not the second time. The first time, like we went to Germany,
Oh,
Austria, and yeah, that's about it.
okay. So
Germany was really cool.
Okay. Now, what was your favorite place that you got to visit over there?
A little town called Zoimo.
Zoimo.
Yeah, Zoimo.
Okay.
It's in Czech Republic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty
or
cool.
Czechoslovakia. They used to call it that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Used to be Czechoslovakia. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're right.
Used to have Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, a whole bunch of
Yeah, all
Slovakias.
kinds.
So,
Yeah, I love Germany. I'm gonna tell you right now. I stayed
that
some
was-
time over there, and that place was awesome.
Yeah, that was a cool experience. I like all the old castles and the brick roads. It was pretty cool.
Hmm. Yeah, and the countryside is beautiful.
Yeah.
so you mentioned your sponsors earlier. How did you become a Taran Tactical sponsored shooter?
So Taran Tactical sponsored me. I was it was either 2014 or 2015. I was shooting at the World Shoot in Frostproof, Florida. And I was on the super squad for the World Shoot, like Max Michelle, JJ Ricazza, Taran Butler, maybe Rob Latham was even on that squad. Yeah, it was a really cool experience. That was the first time I shot on the super squad, and I was 15. And Taran, I met Taran at the World Shoot. And he just offered to sponsor me there. And I'm like, yeah, like, let me go talk to Johnny Lim first, my Limcat Custom, like before I take on another gun sponsor, like I wanted to make sure like this was okay with Johnny Lim.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah. Like he was going to sponsor me for 3-gun Taran. So.
Okay.
Like about
Very
8 years now.
That's cool,
Is
Mr.
that-
Butler doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a really great guy. So.
Yeah,
You don't want to say his first name, Chris?
Huh?
We harassed Chris because him, and our third guy, Leo, we were all talking, and he called him Taran. So now he doesn't say, so he doesn't say his first name anymore.
Yeah.
So instead of Taran.
Yeah. That's pretty common.
That's why he was laughing, because he knew.
Yeah. Taran.
Well, you tell Mr. Butler, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess up his first name.
No, a lot of the Filipino shooters call Taran. So I grew up calling him Taran too before I met him.
See?
There we go.
Must be the Filipino in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Shoot, I lost my place here. All right. So let's talk about that thing right behind you on the wall.
Yeah. Wait, let's see.
I've got a whole bunch of stuff about that.
Yeah, explain to everybody what's on the wall. So, because
Yep. So it's
this is. Hey, you guys have heard of PCSL? It's the new league Max Leo Grandis is coming out with. So it's called PCSL, Practical Competition Shooting League. This is the United States. So for the next, can you see that okay on the wall?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like you have 7 dates for next year.
Yes. Yeah, so there's going to be a Carbine Championship in March 4th through the 6th. And then, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, here you're fine.
Carbine After Dark match, March 4th through the 5th. So it's just a night match. And then a 3-gun championship May 6th and 8th. And then we have a 2-gun summer showdown. So it's just going to be the 2-gun championship, July 9th through the 10th. And then Pcc Championship. So just PCC, August 27th through the 28th. And then we have a rifle championship, just rifle, November 19th through the 20th. And then 2-gun championship at the end of the year, December 2nd through the 4th. So same one what we just put on this last week.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go through that because I'm curious.
Okay.
One, what was the reason behind creating the Practical Competition Shooting League?
The main reason, well, there's a few main reasons I feel like, but
okay,
like the biggest for Max and I was USPSA. Just not USPSA. It's changed a lot from when I first started shooting. You know, like things have changed, and I don't think it's for the better, honestly. So Max and I, we wanted to create something that shooters would love and actually want to attend, and it's not so strict and uptight and not so many changes. Like USPSA is always changing their rules and it's just constantly changing. You can never tell if your gun's even legal anymore in USPSA. And Max and I, we wanted to also create something that had 2 guns in it, not with something without shotgun. And I think a lot of shooters love just rifle and pistol. I know me personally, like I'd rather just shoot a rifle and pistol than have a shotgun involved. But,
well, yeah, that's why I was curious. Now you're 3-gun then, but that is rifle, pistol, shotgun.
Yeah, we're gonna do that for fun, and we're testing to see how many people would be interested in coming out to St. George, Utah, at the Cobalt Kinetics range, and shooting a 3-gun match because the natural terrain out there it's the best in the country for at a range. So the natural terrain. Yeah.
Now, is that the place that's in Practice Score with the Google link, the Google Maps link?
That's I haven't looked at Practice Score where the Google Maps link is, but yeah.
Okay, so the Carbine Championship, where's that being held? Is that the same place?
Yes, it's going to be at all these matches will be at the same place.
Okay, so yeah, when it's right there at the edge of Utah and Arizona, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Because it's right outside of St. George, Utah.
Yeah, southeast.
Yeah, right by the airport.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's what hold on a second here. Boom boom badoo. I actually see I've been on your website. I've been snooping.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share this real quick so that way if anybody decides they'll watch it, they will see what I'm talking about. So down here, this line is the Utah-Arizona border.
Yes.
And there's St. George up there. There's the airport right there. I'll zoom in. And so that's where, so it's down. Yeah, it's right down here by the border. And I guess this is the range area. I was trying to figure out where exactly the range is.
Yeah, so you see the border, and then to the left is the airport, right?
Yes, the airport's right over here.
So it's right just 12 o'clock where the little Arizona is. It's just right in there.
By the red.
So up. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and that's Warner Valley Road. And you just take that road all the way out, and then you hit a gate, and it's Cobalt Kinetics range.
Okay. So this is it looks like it's quite hilly.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right, cool. I will stop sharing that. There we go. Now, let me get back over here to where I have my questions. So it looks like you guys have two divisions, practical and competition.
Yes.
What is the difference?
So practical division, there's not much difference. So practical for your rifle, you can't have a muzzle brake, no heavy bolt carriers, and only 30 round magazines. But optics, any optic you want, like you can do anything else to the gun that you want, just no muzzle brakes, no heavy bolt carriers, and 30 round magazines.
Okay, so you're limited to 30 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the competition side, you can have it all those three things and whatever else you
Yep.
want.
Yeah,
So
and
is
the
that more-
pistol is the exact same.
Okay, so your competition is kind of like your open, and your practical is kind of like your limited
Yeah.
per se. Okay,
Right.
I like it. I did see that you guys had quite a bit of competition here this last match.
Yeah, it turned out really well. It was a
Yeah, I mean
good
you
turnout.
had Zach Smith, who was
Zach
third at
Smith,
nationals.
We
Grant
had
Conkle.
Joe Farewell, Grant,
Now,
Zach,
Joe Farewell,
Jalise.
is that his real name or is that his stage name? I feel like
I-
Joe Farewell is like a Will Ferrell movie.
I think that's
And
his
no
real name.
disrespect intended. No disrespect intended. I just thought it was kind of funny.
Joe Farewell. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's his real name.
Okay. But yeah, you had what, the Williams sisters? You had
Yeah, Williams sisters.
Joe
Brian
Farewell, who won it.
Nelson. Yeah, Joe. Brian
Yeah.
Nelson.
Now,
really
did
top
you have
shooters.
that was your second match? Was that right?
Yes.
So did you have how many of those people were at the first match you guys held?
I think all those people we just named were there as well.
Okay.
Scott Green was at the last match, so he's getting into it as well. Scott Green.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. I was actually surprised that Lena was missing from there because I figured that was right up
Yeah.
her alley as well.
Yeah, she'll probably start attending some P2G matches as well when it starts getting more out there and popular. I'd like Lena to start shooting it.
Okay. It seems like it's getting actually pretty popular already.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm looking at the schedule behind you. So I see carbine, 3-gun, 2-gun, PCC, rifle, 2-gun. Your rifle, is that your center fire there?
No, that's gonna be like a AR match, just a
Okay.
rifle match. Yeah, but we'll should be shooting out to distances, probably 400 yards.
Okay, so then your carbine, is that AR or is that PCC carbine?
The PCC
Pistol caliber. No, the
PCC
carbine
Championship.
the Carbine Championship and the Carbine Night Match, are those AR?
That'll be for either you can shoot AR or PCC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was trying to differentiate between the carbine and the rifle.
Yeah, so the
So-
rifle match is just AR platform rifle match, and then the carbine match is rifle and PCC.
Okay, so yeah, just
can
rifle
pick-
caliber.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And now I'm really curious. This night match looks really interesting.
Yeah.
So you're having 3 stages each night. Now, how far are you guys going to be able to stretch that distance wise?
We're gonna have to test
Okay.
to see what distances we can go, but it won't be very far. Like
Okay.
probably maybe like 50 yards in, 30 yards in, depending how far we can see with our lights.
Okay.
Yeah.
You set it on the right night with the right amount of moonlight, you might be able to shoot out 100 yards.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, all right. So, PCC Championship, you guys are. That's what,
Just PCC.
right? Now I'm trying to remember when USPSA's PCC is, and I
I
cannot
just looked at the
recall.
I just looked at the magazine
It's
and saw the date.
October, I believe.
Yes, I think it is.
I
Is
know
it
it was this
October?
year. They
Okay.
might be doing it the same dates for next year.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's October.
So that's kind of like a direct, I don't want to say a direct competition kind of thing, but in a
Yeah.
way it is. Not the same time
Yeah.
frame, which is good. Now, I guess, what are you guys going to do it differently than the USPSA?
Yeah, like just PCSL is a lot different in USPSA in general. So the stages are different. Like, there's more natural terrain. The target is different. But yeah,
What
it'll be a bit different for sure.
what are you using for targets?
Have you seen the new PCSL target?
I don't think I have.
So it's smaller than a USPSA target. Maybe
Okay.
I have one in here. You can't see it very well. I don't have one on me right now, but it still has an A zone, C zone, and a D zone on it. But it's just a bit smaller than a USPSA target. You have to check it
Okay.
out on the. Do you follow the PCSL Instagram page?
I just started actually.
Okay.
So hold on.
Yeah, they have the new
here.
target on that page.
All right.
And there's also a K zone. So if you hit the K zone, which is in the head, it's equals 2 alphas. So just for one hit, you hit 1K, that equals 2 alphas.
Okay.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah, and it's only in the head, the K zone. So if you go for the K and you miss the K, that's 2 mics.
Oh goodness.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So you have to pick if you want to shoot the K zone or not.
I'm looking for just a picture of the target and I'm not seeing it. Is it part of another? Hold on a second.
I would scroll down to the very beginning of the page.
All right. Whoop, wrong button. I got to click on the right button to share the screen.
Oh, I see where like the newsletter league comes up on the website, and I think it's on the actual web page itself.
Now, you say the target was on the Instagram PCSL?
Yes, I'd scroll down. It's probably in there somewhere. Let's see. So that's the shape of it.
Right there?
Yeah, that's the shape of it.
Okay.
I was going to say was, like I said, you can kind of see it on the actual their web page. If you scroll down, so all the way down to the bottom, there is a target down at the bottom of the web page right there, and you can kind of see that right there. That's their target.
Yeah, you see part of it.
Yeah. Well, on my phone, I can see the whole thing. So.
I mean, I can go grab one really quick if you'd like.
No, I like it. I mean, it's like you said, it's pretty much close to similar to the USPSA, but it's a little bit different down towards the bottom. The shoulders are changed a little bit in there.
It's just a little bit smaller and more challenging target.
Right.
Yeah. And if you're doing a rifle, that makes perfect sense. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
All right. Now, so, and that's I was so excited because I was like, man, I'm going for that K shot. And then all of a sudden you just kind of destroyed it. I'm like,
nope. Yeah. Risk versus reward right there.
Right. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time I think it's worth taking the K if they're like, 5 yards in front of you, but if it's far out.
Yeah,
that 50-yard shot, you might not want to be going for a K shot.
Yeah.
Oh no, when it comes down to appetizers between Leo and us, I'm like, I'm gonna take that shot because I want the appetizers.
Yeah, you're gonna take the shot and you're gonna be buying appetizers.
I hope not. That's why I kind of like when we have steel on the course because it's placed to my advantage with him.
So for your rifle championship, you'll be using those same targets out to 400.
Yes. No,
Oh,
no,
I
no,
like
out
that.
to 400. Like for long range stuff, we'll be using steel.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Now, but
Yeah.
are you going to have steel shaped like that though? Because that would be cool if you had
Yes.
steel shaped like that.
Yeah, Targets USA is working on making steel targets shaped like that for us.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you might even be able to get Jalise to cut a few for you since she's a,
Oh, right. She's a
a welder now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. She's gonna be fixing our walls out there for us. And all the targets. So
That's pretty. I found it pretty funny that when you said where you lived and where they live, I'm like, oh, they probably know each other fairly well. They're like
yeah,
neighbors.
we're like neighbors.
Yeah. So what does 2022 look like for you? I know you said it was busy, but obviously I assume you're shooting all the matches that you have listed behind you on that.
Yeah, I'll be shooting all those matches here at my home range, and then nationals for next
You
year.
are going to
So
be busy.
PCC nationals, carry optics nationals, two gun nationals, and then even possibly open nationals if I have the time to train for it. But I won't be super disappointed if I don't get to shoot open nationals. And then I'll be shooting area matches, area 1, area 2, Idaho sectional, possibly even a Spartan match in Illinois. Like there's Dragons Cup in Texas,
Okay.
the matches.
Wow. You've got a very busy schedule. Holy
Yeah.
cow. Now, is that the first match you're shooting? Is that Carbine Championship in March?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
and then that'll be practice for two gun nationals.
Okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense. And that's what, in June? Two gun?
I believe two guns in April.
April? I
I'll
can
have to
never
look.
remember.
I'll have to look again. Yeah. I get the nationals all mixed up because Carry Optics is just a standalone
In
match for
September.
next year. Yeah.
Yep. I plan
And
on being
then
there.
PCC and PCC nationals and two gun nationals. I believe that'll be in Colorado next year.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, which will be nice.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
So multi-gun nationals for USPSA is March 30th. And two-gun PCC/pistol nationals is June 9th.
Okay. June.
And that's in, Palisades, Colorado. All right, it's multi-gun that's in Clinton, South Carolina. I knew there was one in South Carolina. I couldn't remember which one. And then, PCC nationals with open in October out there by not far from you in Palisades, Colorado. So now, is that a match you drive to or is that a match you fly to?
I'll drive to that, Colorado.
How long of a drive do you have for that one?
It's probably a 10-hour drive, maybe 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Still a decent drive. Not too bad, but.
Yeah, not too bad.
Okay.
It's worth driving over flying, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Now, area 1 and 2, the only area matches you shoot, you don't shoot 3?
I've shot
Area
3
3?
before, but that's not on the schedule for next year.
Okay. All right. Making sure I didn't skip any questions here.
So does Mr. Butler have you come down sometimes and teach classes down there?
Yeah, I was a part of helping Keanu Reeves training with Keanu.
Okay.
That was quite a great experience. I go to Taran's probably like 3 times a year or so.
I've seen some of the videos and everything, and it looks like a nice setup there that he has at this facility. So it's pretty neat looking. A lot of steel.
Oh yeah, all steel.
Holy cow! Yeah,
all steel. Yeah, it's a cool experience.
That is a lot of steel.
Yeah.
Amazing how much steel he has.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's cool that you got to work with Keanu. From what I've seen in interviews with him and everything, that very nice person. So that had to be cool to
Yeah,
hang
he's a
out
great
with.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
So,
humble and easy to talk to. So
yeah,
that's
I'm jealous
cool
of you.
experience.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they've posted a few videos of him out there
Yeah.
shooting for that. So looked pretty neat.
I like to see him come out sometimes and like shoot a competition, just for the fun of it,
Keanu? Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be cool.
that would be kind of cool, See him come out there and kind of rip up the course a little bit.
Compete. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of cool.
Chris, you have anything else? Any more questions?
No, I don't have anything else. I had a great time, and I thank you very much.
Guys.
Yeah, thanks for being on. That's all I have. Is there any sponsors you want to mention or anything else you want to expand on that we didn't talk about?
No, I think that's good, and thank you for having me.
Well, we appreciate it.
We had a blast.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys again.
All
See you
right.
at-
Have a great.
Are you
have a
shooting
great
matches
Christmas.
next year? Are you guys
Yep.
shooting any matches next year?
I am.
Yeah, I'll be
Right.
shooting. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully when the maybe some primers will keep coming back around,
Yeah.
we'll shoot some more.
Yeah.
But I definitely will be shooting the Area 8 match. So,
Okay. Cool.
That's probably the one I don't know that I will shoot, but I'm going to try to shoot nationals again.
Okay.
Virginia State match, local. So
Cool.
yeah.
PCC nationals.
No, I shoot carry optics.
Oh, carry
So-
optics. Okay. That's
Yeah.
right.
So I'll be down at CMP. I'll see you down there.
Cool.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
yeah.
All right. All right. Well, thanks again
All
for
right.
coming on. We appreciate it, Lynda.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Until next time.
Don't be a little bitch.
Yeah.